Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Slide School. In the first part of this tutorial, we created this simple IPL player stats dashboard, and this dashboard was dedicated towards batters. Now students have asked us to create another dashboard that is dedicated towards bowlers, or that a dashboard that will show bowling stats. So we will simply copy this, create a new page, rename it to bowling stats, and we'll simply paste everything, and we will not sync it because it will contain different data. So IPL batter stats, we will call it IPL bowler stats. Now here in the dashboard, most of the things will remain common, but here the batter filter will first of all change. So in batter filter, we introduce batter. So if you will go to the deliveries table, there we had name of batter, and we also have name of bowler. And in the player image info, so if you will go to player image info, you will see that we have only images of some players. So we found some data set where we had around 262 images. So that's why we kept most of those players who have their images, or we have their images. So here we will simply remove batter, and from deliveries we will drag bowler. Simple thing is, if you have not watched that video, I will suggest you to watch that video, because in that video we explained the purpose of different data cards that we have shown here, the purpose of different graphs that we have shown here. Now we have bowler here, and in the visual we will simply rename for this visual as bowler name. Hit enter, so that you can select the bowler name. For example, if we select Avesh Khan, because we have image of Avesh Khan, so let me, yeah, so we will show this data, but now you can see the image here is now not appearing, because in this image card, which was a simple table card for us, we drag two columns, image and batter. So we will remove batter from here and add bowler. Okay, so now we have, and there are still few more things that we have to do, but this is something that we will continue doing now. So we tried various ways of displaying the image here for bowlers. We were finally able to succeed. Okay, you can see when we are selecting Avesh or Shami or Navinul Haq or T Natarajan, we are able to see the image. We can increase the image size to 220 here and adjust the height accordingly. Now how were we able to do this? So because an active relationship already existed, okay, between player image team info and deliveries, uh, when we try to create the same relationship with bowler, for example, here the relationship between player and batter was established. Okay, if we go to manage relationship, you can see that deliveries batter is tagged to player image team info player. So what we did, simply we went to transform data, and in transform data we copied this table. Okay, in this table we don't need bowling information like bowling style, because we are using this table for batting stats. So we can remove bowling style from there, and in bowler images we don't need batting style, so we can remove the extra columns. But in both cases player and image are there. Okay, player image and team are there. So now this new table, which is just a copy of this table, so we just copied it or you can simply duplicate and rename it. So after duplicating and renaming it, we created another relationship here. So this table we called as bowler images, and in bowler images we created relationship between player and bowler, as in the previous example we did in case of player and batter. So go to manage relationship, and here just select bowler from here, player from here, and create a many to one relationship. Make sure you have selected deliveries first and bowler images second. Okay, this way a relationship was created, and now in your visual, so let's delete this. In your table visual, okay, just drag from this new table bowler images, drag images, so you will start seeing the images, and go to visual, make the image size as 220 as we just did, and still you will not be able to see that. Now what you have to do, from your deliveries just drag bowler name here, because here you have selected bowler. Okay, so what you have to do, you just have to select this visual, and in this visual from deliveries table just drag bowler. Same thing we did in case of batter in the previous example. So now Naveen ul Haq, Mohammad Shami, Avesh Khan, these images are appearing. If you want more player data here, obviously we have just selected bowler name here. Make sure batter is not being displayed here. And from here you can select more bowlers also. Bowlers for which the data is present. For example, Lungi and Gidi. Okay. Mohammad Shami is there. Harshit Rana is there. So for example, let's try to add Harshit Rana. And now when you will select Harshit Rana, you will see his image. So this way, now we have the bowler name and bowler image part fixed. Now we have to make the player name part fixed also. In the player name visual here, okay, the field that we have selected is player, that is correct, but it is being called from this table. Okay, so here you just have to remove the field, and you have to bring the field from bowler image table, because this time the relationship is created between bowler table and this uh, deliveries table. So here it is coming as the first player. So let's try to fix this now. Or what we can simply do, from deliveries we can simply call bowler, because we have selected the bowler here. Okay, and instead of first bowler we will just rename all this visual as bowler. Okay, now we have batting style here, and batting style is called from a calculated field that we created, the selected player batting style. So we will copy this. This is something that we created in deliveries. We will copy this and create a new measure. Okay, so in the table we'll go to modeling, and we will create a new measure, and we will call it selected player bowling style. So if you remember last video, we uh, did this. So we, if you have to select a particular value, so you can use calculate function. In calculate function you can use max function to select the information that you want to select. So the information that we want to select is bowler. From bowler images table we want to select the bowling style. Okay, we want to select this column, and where the player info, so we have the bowler images table. Okay, so where the player name is selected values bowler. Okay, so this time everything will change as per bowler, and I will provide this visual, this particular measure also. First let's select. So when you will select, now we have a selected player bowling style measure available here, and instead of batting style we will select this. So Avesh Khan is right arm fast medium, and either we can increase the size of this, because you know in case of bowlers this may be a string value with more number of characters. So here we will simply go to call out value and reduce its size to 24. To make them look similar, we will reduce bowler name also, and now we have this. Similarly, player role also. So for player role we created a measure. In measure we called it a player role. Now we will simply call it a bowler role. So here we'll copy this, and in deliveries we'll create another measure and call it bowler role. And here we will just use our new table name, which is bowler images role, and here also we will use bowler images player name, and instead of deliveries batter we will select bowler. So this is a simple advantage of copying the table, that because the existing relationship was there, that was causing too much trouble. We had to change a lot of things. Now the bowler role field is there, and we will simply remove this and drag bowler role, right? Bowler role is bowler. Okay. Now Mohammad Shami, Naveen ul Haq, T Natarajan, Harshit Rana, these are all with bowler role of bowler. We can see what other bowler roles are there. So in the bowler images table you can see other roles are bowler, all-rounder. For example, Lalit Yadav, Mitchell Mas are all-rounder. Akshar Patel is bowling all-rounder. Okay. So in most of the cases the name is not matching. We said in previous video also we have to match these names. Akshar Patel is written as A.R. Patel here. So for example, if we go there and rename uh, or change this value, so to change this value we can simply go to transform tab, and in transform tab we'll not change the original data, but we will change the bowler images data. Here we can simply look for replace values. Okay, so value to find will be Akshar Patel, and let's change it to AR Patel. This is just to see that after changing the name will data also work. Okay, so here we will select AR Patel, and its image is not appearing. So we tried making the change once again. The name was not changed. Now after changing the name, you can see the value is appearing. So you can see those type of values, and now we have uh, the data like slow, left arm, orthodox, bowling all rounder. So the data is correct also. Now here we have total matches. In total matches, we selected a measure. The measure that we selected was to calculate total matches of the batter. Okay. So in the calculated field, we did a distinct count of match ID, where the deliveries batter is equal to selected value or non-striker is equal to selected value. So this, but in the case of bowler, it's not like the bowler will be a non-striker. Okay. So in case of bowler, for this, if we'll just include distinct count of match ID, that will also be the number of matches. Okay. So this is match ID, and obviously count of match ID is not this distinct. So distinct count of match ID is 140A. Okay, and we will simply rename this visual as count of matches or matches, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so here it is showing carrier matches 150, and in our case it is showing 148. Again, this data may have some missing values also, but we are very close to what the actual data. So, and after cleaning the data, we will definitely see. For example, for Avesh Khan, it is 62 matches, and here it is showing 62 matches. Here it is showing 63 matches. So maybe at the time of collecting the data or something, this may be issue, but obviously uh, after data cleaning, this is something that can be fixed. So now this is number of matches. A bowler, as a bowler, will deliver balls, not face balls. So what we are going to do, we can simply call it balls bowled. Okay, because this is actually a count of distinct bowling ID, like the number of ball IDs where the bowler name was present. For example, in Akshar Patel, it is more balls than Avesh Khan, which simply says that number of balls that they have bowled. So we will simply rename this visual as balls or number of balls bowled. Now the next important thing that we have to see is obviously in case of runs. Okay, this is batsman runs. Okay, which is 1909. Uh, Obviously, when we are counting batsman stats, only batsman run will matter. Okay, but for a bowler, if it is an extra run, then also it will matter. So if you'll go in deliveries, you see there is batsman runs, extra runs, and total runs. Okay, so this total runs is actually sum of batsman runs and extra runs. So for a bowler, we will show not batter runs or batsman runs, but extra runs also. And this is 1909. Here, if we see, it is 1974 in the official data. So we will get rid of this, and we will drag sum of total runs here. Okay, where Avesh Khan name was present as a bowler, sum of total runs. So where is total runs? Here is total runs. We'll just add, which is 2010 in this case. Okay, and we will just rename this for visual runs. Okay, for Akshar Patel it is showing 3824. So this is what total runs is. Now in case of dismissed, we selected is wicket. Okay, that means if the batsman was dismissed and it was is wicket. Okay, but in case of is dismissed, obviously the wicket will be there, but the dismissal kind is also very important, because okay, its wicket is good, but we will use dismissal kind as a filter. So if dismissal kind is bold, caught, caught and bold, hit wicket, LBW, or stumped, then only the wicket will be given in bowler's quota. Okay, for example, NA, run out, will not be bowler's wicket. So that's why you have to apply this filter. So this way you can see he has dismissed 123 players, and instead of dismissed we can simply call it wickets. Okay, and we can tally that also. So here you can see 123 wickets for Akshar Patel. So at least we have this measure right. In case of runs, yes, there is an error of plus minus 100 or 150, which we will also we'll see later as well. But at least we are getting close to what we wanted to see. Now we are also trying to find something very interesting here. So here we have a bar graph. We will delete both these values from bar graph. On x-axis, what we are going to do, we are going to put match ID. Okay, so it will automatically create distinct selection of all those match IDs that Akshar Patel has played. And on y-axis, we will put is wicket. Okay, the sum of is wicket, and obviously match ID is this, sum of is wicket is this. Obviously we will apply the filter later, and here we can see one particular data where sum of is wicket is 4. Okay, so sum of is wicket is 4, that means that is the best performance by him. Okay, and just giving you a simple example of this. So like for example, if we say sum of is wicket is greater than 3, apply filter. So sum of his wicket is 4. So there is one match ID, that is 980955. This is the match ID where sum of his wicket, that is the number of wickets that Akshar Patel took, was 4. If we say greater than or equal to 3, then we will see other matches also where he took 3 or more wickets. Okay, so we will simply put 4 here, and just a minute, we'll first clear all the filter. So is greater than or equal to 3, apply. So these are the best bowling performances by Akshar Patel. Now based on this data itself, obviously we can say that Akshar Patel has taken 4 wickets, but we have to create something that is dynamic, like if we select for Avesh Khan or Harshit Rana, obviously they, for example, he has taken 3 wicket maximum. So in order to create something dynamic, what we are doing, we are creating a new page and we will call it highest wicket in a match. Okay, so let's try to conceptualize this highest wicket in a match. Obviously we will create our table chart here. In the table chart, we will bring the match ID first because this is highest wicket in a match. Okay, so we have brought match ID and sum of is wicket. Okay, sum of is wicket. So obviously it will tell you something like in a match what is sum of is wicket, and highest sum of his wicket is 21 in one match it is given. So yeah, maybe it may be a case of super over maybe. Now here we will bring, when we will bring the bowler, then you will see the bowler wise data of highest wicket in a match. Okay, so let's bring it down. So you can see Sohail Tanvir, Sami, Andre Russell, Zampa, Alzari Joseph, H.B. Patel, B. Kumar, and Akash Madhwal are coming. Now there is one more thing remaining, that the dismissal kind, because we are trying to do it for a bowler. The dismissal kind is all but not NA, or obstructing the field. Okay, or it is not run out. Okay, so we have Sohail Tanvir, Adam Zampa, Alzari Joseph, these 3 bowlers. Okay, and if we Google, you can see who has the most wicket in IPL in one match. Sohail Zari, Joseph, Sohail Tanvir, and Adam Zampa has picked up the most wicket. So earlier, without these filters, all other players were coming. But with these filters, you can see these are the bowlers who have picked most number of wickets. What this table is showing us, this table is giving us information of who has taken most number of wickets. Okay. So what if we go back and copy this table and go to our bowling stats table, remove it for now and paste it here. Okay. If filters will not work, we will paste it elsewhere also, but it looks like the filter is working. Okay. And what we will do here, we will also try to bring the batting team here. So like against which batting team. Okay. So here what we are seeing is the performance of this bowler, the best performance. We can also restrict it to top 3, top 5, whatever. But here first thing that we are going to do, we'll select the style preset to something like bold header. Okay. There are other presets also like flashy rows and alternating rows. Different type of things are there. We will just stick it to style preset to bold header, and we have grid color, we have border color, everything is there. So we will select the color as per our theme. This is something that obviously we can do later, but what we want is we will just increase the size of values. Okay, let's make its width like this. So this is best performance of Harshit Rana per match. Okay, and here if you will select Mohammad Shami, so his highest wicket sum of wicket is 4. Okay, against Delhi Capitals. Font color that we can choose is as per the applied theme, and in our table also we will select the same font because it is alternating. So you can select a different alternating text color. We will select bold values. Column header background color is this. We will select our theme color. Font we will make bold. Header alignment we will change like this. Obviously these column names should be more obviously we will call it MID or ID. Bowler name is obviously going to be this, and rename for this visual as bowler. Sorry, this is wickets, and this is batting team or something like against. So since we know that obviously the bowler name is given here, so there is no need to repeat that. So we will just remove the bowler name and save some space. Obviously we cannot remove the match ID at this moment because match ID is very important because we want to find out match wise performance. And for this visual itself, what we can do, we can enable the effect that we always apply like this. Okay, and obviously enable a title, so best bowling performances, and align it to center, make the text color as per theme, make it bold. So for example, Avesh Khan, Akshar Patel, so 4 against Gujarat Lions. Now, in order to improve our visual of best bowling performance, obviously you can see match ID here, wickets here, against here. So here we just created a table visual and drag these values. What if we create a calculated table itself, okay, where we can find all this data? So for that you have to go to modeling and create a new table. I already did some created some table, so I will simply explain it to you. Here we will use the summarize function to create our table and its columns. First let me show you the table. So this is our output of match total runs. First thing, in summarize, it will ask you, first parameter that it will ask you is the name of table that you want to summarize. So we want to summarize deliveries. See here, for example. So here we have the match summary of the first match that was between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Okay, and here you can see Praveen Kumar, Zahir Khan, Nofke and Jack Kalis, Sunil Joshi, and Cameron White were the bowlers. So now, if you will come to our table, you will see Jack Kalis, Nofke, so these are bowlers for Kolkata Knight Riders. Zair Khan, Kolkata Knight Riders, CL White, Kolkata Knight Riders. Okay. So here Sunil Joshi, Kolkata Knight Riders. And for example, as per our calculation, Ashok Dinda for 3 overs took 2 wickets, gave 9 runs. Ashok Dinda, 3 overs, 9 runs, 2 wickets. So it is correct, pretty much correct as per our analysis. Now, how have we done that? So, in summarize, the first column that you have to write is the name of your table, and the second parameter that you have write is the group by column. So, because we want to find bowler's performance for every match first, and then in which match was it best. So we will group by the match ID column, and here you can see group by column 1, and it means that there can be a group by column 2. So the next thing that we are doing is grouping by bowler here. Okay, so we are grouping by 2 columns, and when you will write a column name in a string format like this, so like name 1, then you have to provide the expression 1. So the expression 1 for total runs will be sum of deliveries of total runs. Okay, that is calculate the total runs for each match. So total runs that this bowler gave for each match. Then batting team, we cannot directly write batting team name column here. So that's why we have written max. Okay, because there will be only one batting team name. It doesn't matter whether you select max or min. So we will select max. In wickets, we will write sum. Okay, and because sum of each wicket we are using here. Obviously, we will apply another filter that that the dismissal kind should be, you know, the dismissal kind should not be run out, or it should not be, uh, obstructing the field, or some NA, something that is not awarded to the bowler. So that we will apply later. And for over counts, we are counting distinct value of over column. Why? Because in our table deliveries, here the over number represents, you know, that this 0 means first over, 1 means second over. Obviously, there will be a lot of zeros, then 1, 2, 3, 5. So, if we will simply count the distinct values of these over counts, okay, so we will get that data. So, this is match total runs, and this way you will get a data like this. Now, since you have your calculated table, we can once again go back, and here in this table we will keep it like this, because obviously our styling is already there. We will, from match total runs, we will drag the bowler name just to test. Okay, so here it is AR Patel. Again we will just see how we can, because with this table we have not created any relationship of this filter. Okay, so now in your new calculated table that you have created, so this is your calculated table, so you have to create some relationship. So what you will simply do, your bowler here and your bowler here are same. So in your calculated table you will create a new relationship. We will select deliveries and say bowler in deliveries is the same bowler in match total run. So it is saying this relationship has cardinally many to many. This should be used if expected that neither column bowler and bowler contains unique values. Let's see. So this is a many to many relationship. Okay, because obviously that bowler name can come different times. And after creating that, let's go. So now you can see the bowler is AR Patel. Batting team. Okay. So we will select Akshay Patel against which teams, and total runs given, sum of total runs, wickets taken. Okay. So this is team wise wicket value. Okay. And overs bowled and match ID. So now we have this match ID also. We will drag the match ID on top. So we have match ID, Chennai Super Kings, sum of total runs, sum of wickets, sum of overs. Okay, and this is match wise. Because we have already summarized the data, so we will say don't summarize. Total runs, don't summarize. Batting team, already don't summarize. Over, don't summarize. And sum of match ID, don't summarize. Okay, so we have this data. We have match ID and bowler name, bowling team, total runs, sum of wicket. We will arrange by sum of wicket, and we can see sum of wicket for total runs 21. So is 4 for 21 the best bowling performance of Akshar Patel? So we will simply go there and see Akshar Patel, and here you can see 4 for 21. So this way we can select, or we can find this type of data. Obviously we can remove the bowler name from here at this moment, and obviously in order to display this table we have to, this much space is enough. Obviously we can increase the size. Okay, let's increase the size a little bit more of this column. Match ID is something that we can just, we have to keep match ID because this will group the data. So This is one way of finding out something like sum of wicket total runs against Mumbai Indians. The next best performance is 3 for 21 in 4 overs. Next best performance is 3 for 26. So this way you can find out. Okay. And this is a simple way of seeing a bowler's best bowling performances with more data. And one simple thing to remember here is that we have already applied the filter of dismissal kind. Now, after this, let's select Avesh Khan, and it shows that Avesh Khan best bowling performance is 4 for 24. So let's find out. So here is Avesh Khan data, which is 4 for 24. Okay. Obviously, we can find other things like average economy also. Economy can be easily calculated, which we will do in later part. Now here we have count of batsman runs, which will not make any sense here. So we will just remove this, and we will try to find out the type of wickets, how Avesh Khan takes wickets or any bowler takes wickets. So here we have dismissal kind, which is a categorical value. So from deliveries table, we will find dismissal kind, which we will put in legend, and we will simply put count of match ID in values. And obviously there is one filter applied from previous data, batsman runs, which we will remove. This way we have the count of dismissal kind. Obviously NA is something that is not public value. We will not select that. We'll select everything but NA. And here you can see in dismissal kind for this bowler, most values are caught and 21% are bold and 13% run out. LBW is 7.69 and caught and bold is only one case. So for every bowler, this is count of match ID. We'll rename it dismissal kind value counts. Dismissal kind by value counts or value count by dismissal. Let's say for Harshit Rana, you can see caught. So we can see obviously in IPL, because batsmen have the positive mindset. So for most of the bowler dismissal kind is caught. But in case of Akshar Patel, yes, bold is also a very high percentage. Obviously, these are the bowlers for whom we have image. So we have not selected Bumrah, but obviously it will not be possible to not include Bumrah here. Let's see what Bumrah does. Yes, in case of Bumrah also you can see bold dismissal kind is also 22% and caught is 73. So LBW is quite high, 10.9%. And similarly you can include other bowlers also, like let's say let's bring Stain and see. In case of Stain also 21 volt, which is 24% and 55% caught, and LB run out is okay 9.3, LBW is same. So Obviously for these bowlers we don't have images, that's why we just included this, but this is dismissal kind by value count, and we can increase the size of title a little bit, make it bold, change its color, align it to center. So this is a very short summary of IPL bowler stats. Obviously there is a lot more that can be done here, but this was heavily focused on uh, creating this type of calculated measures, calculated columns and calculated tables. The whole idea of this exercise is to teach students the use of these different elements, like how to create a calculated table by summarizing the data, how to create how and when to create a calculated column, when you have to create data models, provide proper relationships. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please support us by subscribing to this channel and referring to any of your friends who like IPL, or who like to investigate more, you know. And you can also contribute, you can also let us know what other measures can we bring here. You can provide your suggestions in the comment section. So thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Hello everyone. Welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Slide School. In the first part of this tutorial, we created this simple IPL player stats dashboard, and this dashboard was dedicated towards batters. Now students have asked us to create another dashboard that is dedicated towards bowlers, or that a dashboard that will show bowling stats. So we will simply copy this, create a new page, rename it to bowling stats, and we'll simply paste everything, and we will not sync it because it will contain different data. So IPL batter stats, we will call it IPL bowler stats. Now here in the dashboard, most of the things will remain common, but here the batter filter will first of all change. So in batter filter, we introduce batter. So if you will go to the deliveries table, there we had name of batter, and we also have name of bowler. And in the player image info, so if you will go to player image info, you will see that we have only images of some players. So we found some data set where we had around 262 images. So that's why we kept most of those players who have their images, or we have their images. So here we will simply remove batter, and from deliveries we will drag bowler. Simple thing is, if you have not watched that video, I will suggest you to watch that video, because in that video we explained the purpose of different data cards that we have shown here, the purpose of different graphs that we have shown here. Now we have bowler here, and in the visual we will simply rename for this visual as bowler name, hit enter, so that you can select the bowler name. For example, if we select Avesh Khan, because we have image of Avesh Khan, so let me, yeah, so we will show this data, but now you can see the image here is now not appearing, because in this image card, which was a simple table card for us, we drag two columns, image and batter. So we will remove batter from here and add bowler. Okay, so now we have, and there are still few more things that we have to do, but this is something that we will continue doing now. So we tried various ways of displaying the image here for bowlers. We were finally able to succeed. Okay, you can see when we are selecting Avesh or Shami or Navinul Haq or Tina